Hello, guys. Welcome back to Psychophilics. So we are the podcast team, and this is our podcast number 2 on YouTube. This is Pritika. I'm Srinath, and this is Sanjeet. And the podcast topic for today is negative emotions and feelings of giving up. And we've dived down directly from love to here. So I think you know what's happening.
Yes,
The year's ending.
we're all turning into depressed beings.
That is true. That is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First year students, all done with college soon.
Yes.
Yeah, all three of us.
Unless our exam results say otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, we can still.
Yeah.
We'll still be passed, but we'll just have one paper
Yeah.
as backlog.
But okay, now now that we've come down to examinations, what do you have sometimes feelings of like giving up on your papers, giving up on, because like the thought of you eventually failing and like when you
It's happened
verbalize
multiple
it.
times. Yeah, obviously, because the jump from school to college is such a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like it's a huge thing, and then experiencing it are two separate things, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
something might be bad. But anyways,
Yeah.
college expectation, reality,
Yeah.
it's two separate things.
Oh,
Even if you expect
definitely.
it's bad.
Oh, definitely. Like it's definitely not like anything that you perceive it to be, because there's a lot of like you'll hear stories, but once you're like in the moment of like living those stories, it's very difficult to like think on your feet, because it's like it's first hand given to you. You haven't heard the story of how this happens.
Yeah,
I
and you
guess
don't.
it's parents like telling us that it's true. Like it's not like in the movies.
Yeah.
I think you remember your parents' words again and again.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, like
not
it's
a
actually
movie.
not that easy. It's
Yeah.
not just some 3 Idiots
Yeah.
story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is
It's actually
not
tough.
student of the
Yeah.
year. It is
Yeah.
not you can walk around,
Yeah.
flip your hair
Yeah.
and just stay there and everybody's just gonna listen to you.
Wow. It's Pritika ranting.
It is exhausting. It is exhausting.
Yeah.
So Pritika,
Yeah.
now tell us. I think we caught on to something there. Tell us what's happening.
I mean, see, all of us are like coming from a lot of different places, and we have a lot of expectations from the world we're going to step into, but there's always that fear that you're not going to have it the way you want it to happen. So I guess that just keeps hitting me every single day here, because on another level, it is stressful. You have assignments every day, you have new tasks, professors just keep dumping work on you, thinking that we're machines, and we have like, they make us do work as if there's no tomorrow. And they make you want to finish it in the 24 hours you have right now. So I guess it's very stressful and it burns you out. There's no pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
And-
waiting for that pause.
Yeah.
What about you, Papu?
Oh, bro. Currently, it's a very like the work with there, but also managing your social life up.
Yeah.
It brings you down. Like it's heavy. You don't feel the heavy unless and until you're like it's heavy.
Experiencing it. Yeah, unless you experience it.
Yeah, it's not even about experience. Like even though it's happening to you, you don't realize until it's like been there for a while, until like you start thinking about things that are happening on daily basis. You don't. It just piles on to.
Yeah, it's
after
like-
a point of time.
After a point, you stop feeling the stress. You just get used to it.
Yeah.
And you don't know what is
Yeah.
like rest. That is very sinister. I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
But like, it's like you get.
But I think it somewhere is also along like you remember we learnt about like Plutchik's wheel of emotions. So it's how like there are like multiple emotions
Yeah.
on the outer side, and then it just gets
Specifically into one
like
other
it boils down
spectrums.
into one intense emotion eventually. So it's I think along those lines. Like earlier you feel like, oh okay, this professor's given me this work on this short notice, it's okay, I'll do it. And then you see that there's another professor who's giving you work on
and
the
then
same
other-
day.
Yeah.
And then like it goes from annoyance to anger to like eventually not anger is the intense one, but like it drops down
A lot. Yeah.
yeah
It drops down to the red scale.
yeah
Yeah. That is very true.
and you become like the guy in Inside Out, and you just have a
Oh, the red dude.
yeah Yeah.
Anger.
Very racist of you to call him a red dude, but
No, as in he is red in color. What else am I supposed
Red
to
is
say?
supposed to represent anger.
Yeah.
I know, man. It is,
I mean, college life reminds me of how young Sheldon actually is in the show.
oh,
Not an expected reference, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But I remember watching it like 3 days back and I was like, dude, that's his entire life.
Yeah.
And we can't do it a single day.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
can't.
So, being like finding your crowd is also a task that's there.
That also gets very taxing.
Yeah.
Because like the very tricky thing of college is
Everybody
they say
wants
that
to fit in.
Yeah.
everyone wants to. So that's a good thing and bad thing, right? So in the beginning, you're like, oh, I have to do academics and all. But then once you realize that you need a social life to survive, because in school you always had that. It was a precondition from birth almost.
Exactly.
But once you come to college, it's everything's your choice. The people you meet, your
Yeah.
choice. You have to make
Yeah.
sure you make the right people. And
Yeah.
I kept, hearing people say, "Oh, make sure you find the, right people.
Right
don't
people.
don't trust the, people you find in the first year."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I said first year. That's a long time. I was like, I probably can't do that much.
Yeah.
That is so true.
That process itself, it didn't hit me until I
I
landed in
remember my
hostel.
dad telling me the same thing that, the moment you step into college or the hostel you're going to live in, you'll find like 2-3 people who you feel, oh, they're your vibe, you're going to stay with them throughout college. But it's not that. It's been 8 months, 10 months into college now. I have changed at least 6 groups of friends. And nowadays, sometimes I'm just wandering out alone because you just realize that it's not there. It takes a lot of time.
It does take time.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, like I have friends, who's even now they're in first year, second year, and they still struggle with just having good people they can connect
Someone want to talk to.
with. Yeah, just
the
anyone,
one.
not even just a girlfriend, boyfriend, anyone. It's just a friend.
Just a
So I'm
friend.
like, oh,
Yeah.
like, mujhe, I just want to waste time. Are you
Yeah.
there to waste time?
I
That
mean, here
thing's
you have to
also
think twice before calling somebody, approaching somebody.
Yeah.
No matter how a person seems approachable on face value, you still feel the need to think at least 100 times, metaphorically, to like go up. Just say hi. That also takes a lot of
Yeah.
effort.
So, what about you, man? How is giving up or negative emotions hitting you?
That's an experience, a real
There's
life.
been multiple times, like for example, I was
While playing basketball 5 minutes back?
Yeah, look, sports is another thing, man. I don't have the endurance for it, alright? And I'm supposed to run for like 10, 15 minutes around the court. It's too much, alright? It's too much. My god. I can't run. I mean, I wish I could run that. If I had the endurance, my game would be better. Shut up. I would have been better at the game. It's just the endurance bit.
Yeah,
But,
you're saying.
But no, on a more serious note, during the exams time, right?
Yeah.
Because our semester kind of got, a bit more packed quickly.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to prepare almost in 1 week. You have to prepare the whole semester's thing. That was very, very stressful because that was the first time I had to absorb all this content
Yeah.
in a very short period of time. And there were multiple times during that time where I was like, I should switch courses. This is not happening. So yeah, even now it still happens
Yeah.
because now our
Yeah.
exams are also approaching. I'm like,
Yeah.
there are better options in this world. I could
Yeah.
probably go for those. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's you
It
have to
puts you in the
convince
loop. It puts you in the loop. Like,
yeah.
Like, what if I do this? What if this is my next move? What if
What if things were different?
it's all about what if.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot of counterfactual thinking, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Where you're always like, oh,
Like-
what could I have done different, or what else can I do?
And I mean, like, even though we're learning a lot about how we wish to understand or be more in the understanding the true concept of man as a social animal kind
Yeah.
of the thing, but implementing all those things, the topics such as pro-social behavior in your own experiences, to go out and put yourself ahead and try to talk to people and make conversations. It's so difficult.
It's
not
tiring too.
yeah.
Just to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You can do that for the first month because you're just like everyone
Because
wants
you're
to make
excited.
friends.
It's
and
new,
you got the
it's
josh and you're like,
life-changing,
oh,
yeah.
new college, I'll be the
Yeah.
valedictor in this, that.
Everybody's gonna know me.
Exactly. And
Everybody's
after
gonna
first
think
month,
about
guys,
me.
guys.
after first month,
Guys, it's kind of attacking at this point. Please,
hey, chup,
Hey,
chup,
we're not talking about you.
chup.
guys. I mean, you guys know what all I've done in college.
Yeah, you just danced to Papu Can't Dance
I
Hala on the
did.
first day you entered college.
Yeah, you were way too
I
college
did
for
not
this
dance. Okay, I sang.
You. Oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
did
you
something.
sang, but that's still a bit. That was a very courageous
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
to do because no one was speaking. And then
He does it in
Papu all of a sudden
every
was like,
seminar.
I will do it, guys. Don't worry. I will help you out.
Yeah, I mean,
That's true.
see, that's an attempt, but like after a point of time, like I also feel like
We just got used to your existence.
yeah, I'm
Let's
like
not
कि
talk
यार
about that.
ऐसा it's like कि अभी छोड़ दूँ क्या? Like do I
No,
leave this
but
year?
honestly, the point is, whenever we have seminars, I'm just like, oh, he's gonna answer. Sure. Nobody needs to get up because we know that you're gonna get up.
Yeah,
Nobody
is
feels
implied.
the need to get up.
It is implied that
Yeah.
yes, there's a seminar. Yes, there is Papu as well.
Yeah.
the day I be absent on one Tuesday, bro,
Oh,
it's
you're
going
gonna get
to
so
it's
many calls like, boss,
Yeah.
where are you? You don't have anyone talking.
That is true. But bringing to like one of the things that we should discuss about is how by the time we're so packed in work, like our exams are like 2 weeks away now,
yeah.
and we're still just slogging on finishing our assignments.
Yeah.
So, more or less, do you feel that by the end of the time, like when exams are nearing and you have just like 5 days to prepare for everything on your hand, choose the syllabus you need to study and everything, do you feel that you leave everything to luck? You just be like, oh, come on. It's like,
Oh,
just leave it,
it's-
we'll see what happens.
Oh, it's always the 3 hours before exam where like the giving up clicks for me. Like you're like 3 hours before the exam. That's like before I wake. Like before exam, it's 3 hours before anyone usually wakes up. You brush, you do everything. You come to college and you're sitting there and you have like 15 other people who are studying religiously. Okay, asking you questions which you possibly read last night,
We're just not able to get at the moment.
but like when people ask me like, what's this information? I do I know this? Do I?
I love how that's exactly what opposite happens to me, because by the time I'm reading, like it's just like the last night you're supposed to prepare for the exam. I'm just like, I cannot remember anything. And the next day when people ask me and I know the answers, I'm like, wow, good job. I studied something.
But
yeah,
like,
it's like the worst part is not even that you might have prepared well,
yeah.
but then the point is when someone asks you a question the day of the exam and you don't remember, that feeling, that few seconds of fear,
Yeah.
like if say you're prepared and then they ask you a
just
question you
black out.
don't know
Yeah.
and you don't get the answer even for like 5 minutes, you're like, oh,
Bro, you
Many
can
balls.
literally see people's face change.
yeah.
Like it goes from like first is like
Hopeful.
confusion. It's hopeful. Like they're like, oh, this question, and then
they
they
start guessing. They're like, okay, maybe I know.
Yeah.
And then they realize slowly that they don't
like
know.
and the confusion turns into like fear. Like okay, no, it turns into sadness first, and then it turns into fear that they don't know,
And then despair.
and then there's
And
frustration.
as
like
they go
why didn't I
ahead,
know?
they start realizing that because of that one particular question, all the questions are not going the way they want it to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It's-
remember giving my maths exam like this. I
Yeah.
hate maths.
Yeah.
And the last maths exam I gave was in 10th grade. And I remember that was the last board exam we had. And I did not know the answer to one of the questions. And then the rest of the question that I was supposed to, I did not do. I came back home crying. I was like, I cannot do this subject anymore. But it was a good day because I got freedom from the subject. Anyways.
You know, most,
all
I
means.
think I don't know where I read, could be faulty, or maybe some friend told me that they always, at least in CBSE, I think, they put the first few questions a lot more tougher on the first page, and if you start from the last, there'll be more easier questions.
No, it's
So
not
for
true.
some reason I was like, okay, I'll just start from the last itself. I won't face a difficult question.
That is not true. The D section you have for papers in a CBSE paper is always the toughest. Except like if you've like really studied that well, because see, school syllabus is very different from college syllabus. School syllabus is you study the same book, the same thing throughout the year. In college when you come, you have just like all the professors just like you have these 5 options, just pick and choose.
Yeah,
Whatever
these
you wanna
5
study.
textbooks, just do all of them. I don't know
Yeah.
which one's good. All
Yeah.
of them are good. You can do all of them.
Yeah, but like it's, I mean, even though it sounds like such a pain-tasking thing, it also like kind of like as a gives you the this thing ki, like even what I want to study from, I have options, which is something that everybody asks, like why don't we have options? Like that's the standard complaint everybody has to like 12th. Like
Yeah.
we don't have many options. We have to follow what the board says, or we have to follow how the
Yeah,
education
that
system.
makes sense.
And then like now that you're like presented with like multiple options, you're like, I
It's
don't
too
know,
much.
I don't know, yeah, I don't know.
But I
It's-
think the thing is not about options, right? It's about having better direction. 'Cause
Yeah.
in college, everything's like so haphazard. It's a bit
Yeah.
tough to follow through.
Yeah.
Coming
That's-
back, let's
Huh.
come back to the topic.
Right.
Let's
Negative
not
emotions.
deviate so much.
Yeah.
Since we've
So-
talked about Sanjeet's experience with giving up, what about you?
Oh, giving up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell us a true incident. I mean, it's for you
Oh.
every day, but like
Yeah.
give one to the
Yeah.
public.
But yeah, so for one, I used to play football and I also used to do boxing. But like I used to play decent. Maybe I wasn't half bad, is what I would say. Although if anyone in the comment section says that I would beat you in an instant,
He's probably
maybe you will. Maybe you will. But yeah, so we were so I used to play and I was a striker, and while we were playing, there was always the feeling that because every other kid used to come and be like, "Yo, why you not scoring? Why you not doing and this and that?" Because I never like my school had a very different timing for practice, and I was not able to go because there was no transport facility available for me during that time. So when I could not do it, all of the team members were like, "Ki, why is he still on the team? He doesn't even come for practice and he doesn't even do anything." The kind of resentment they had. So it used to be shown during the game where I never used to get passes, or so it kind of got to a point and I had annoyance with the team after that, and then I just, in frustration, I had a argument with my coach and I gave up on like football. And then I realized that I would not be able to play states, or I would not be able to qualify for anything. So it's better if I save myself embarrassment and everything, and I left as soon as I could. Although I regret it to this point, but I did. And boxing was also pretty much the same, where the like we were not like our coach was not supposed to leave the school premises on the days of our matches because of the other work that is there in the school and everything. So all the like there are 3 of us like in 8th grade or 9th grade, and all of us were like in somewhere like 20 kilometers far from our home, who traveled in BMTC and went there for match and had come back at night at around 8:39. So that was the moment I was like, I don't think boxing is worth that much for me, because my parents were also not pretty fond of me beating people up or getting beaten up.
Yeah.
I think we've all made it pretty clear that
Yeah.
college life is not how it's shown on the screens, or how you see maybe your friends living abroad live their life. It is tough. You
They
have
don't
to
record
work.
those moments where they have the breakdowns, or they feel like going back home,
Exactly.
or when they're like, peer pressured, or when they have no peers to pressure them. All those moments, no one captures the negative moments on social media. So you'll never get to see those points where they,
Yeah.
give up.
Exactly.
So we
So to
hope
our
you
peers-
got
No,
a
no.
basic understanding of what it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like.
The point is,
Uh,
don't give up. The point is, like,
It's okay to feel that.
Yeah.
But
that shouldn't
Try
deter
to go
you.
through the day.
yeah.
And talk to somebody if you're not able to go through the day.
Yeah.
Last but not the least, our peers, we are with you, and juniors, all the best.
Yes.
Let's see you. Signing off. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you.